That's why I got removed from the partner program. I got tired of waiting too. Moshi's still on her nice arc. You guys remember when I used to give feedback to Perlibus as a partner, and I was like, you know, like, bro, I was just like going in, you know what I mean? But like I was trying to be as positive about it as I could. And then I realized after a while, I'm like, well, they don't listen to shit. So now I'm just going to give the feedback unadulterated. And that feedback actually reaches them more succinctly.
Doesn't do anything, and maybe there's
like they don't listen to people that are happy. They listen to people that are angry. Brutal reality. All right, so this is a super important video.
it dropped.
So there's a few reasons why a video like this is actually giga important. Number one, for those of you that don't know who mmorpg is, she's basically the sweetheart of our community. VTubing sweetheart. She's one of the best artists in our community too. I've personally commissioned her to do several projects for me, at least for like one of my events, and that was amazing. She did a phenomenal job with that, and I have nothing but good things to say about Moshi. But I will say this: Moshi does not make YouTube videos. She does not make YouTube videos, and when she does make a YouTube video, it's only because she's very passionate about something. And it's also something that I have been advocating for in the community as well. And so I wanted to watch it. I have not gotten a chance to watch it yet, but it popped up on my feed and I was like, that's got to be a good watch. So it's called The Death of Group Grinding in Black Desert. So, you know, you already know what you're in for here. I'm going to be honest with you. There's almost no way that we disagree on this.
BDO has finally dropped the PvE Apocalypse patch.
The PvE Apocalypse patch. Best grind spot in the game after the patch. Live reaction coastal clip is crazy work.
We got AP caps across every single PvE grind zone. Everybody got a shit ton of AP if you were over a certain number. And if you weren't over that certain number, you are weaker. And finally, for some reason, he decided.
You look like Andre the Giant if he had FAS. What is FAS? Fetal alcohol syndrome? You're an idiot. You're an idiot.
Decided to turn Turos one of the only, if not the only, viable duo group grind spot in this game.
Preach, sister. Preach, sister. Holy moly. Why did they turn Turos into a solo grind zone? I'm going to be honest with you. I have no idea. Like, if they really wanted Turos to be soloable too, then why not just make it solo and duoable? Why take away an aspect of the game? Like, what? Why? Like, I just don't understand. Like, why not make it so that, like, you could go into Elvia Realm or something, and it's duo in Elvia Realm, but it's, like, solo on normal servers? Like, you know, like, so anything like that, right? Or, like, yeah, again, you can make it, maybe you can toggle it so that it's solo or doable. Like, it's obvious that, like, you should be able to do this. Like, what are we talking about? Removing it as a duo grind zone was an absolute disaster of a development mistake. I'm going to be honest with you. Just horrendously stupid.
Second quarter earnings report.
I know, we're going to go over that next.
Into a solo grind spot. Let us take a peek, okay? Let's take a peek at how many group grind spots are left in the game right now. So, quick rundown. Let's start from the very beginning.
I'm going to save you the trouble. Olins. All done. That's it. There are no other viable group grind zones in the entire game. It is Olins. Olins 1, Olins 2, Olins 3. That's it. And by the way, Olins Dekia 1, not actually doable. Olins Dekia 1 actually does more damage than Olins Dekia 2 because our developers are morons. Like, no one does Dekia 1 Olins because it does more damage and you make less money than Dekia 2. It just doesn't make it. Like, why would you ever do that?
Balanos?
Because for some reason, they just don't care. Like,
really a spot where you expect too many grind spots. It's Balanos. They're all solo. Okay? Go ahead next. Serendia. You suddenly see party zones are available. These are all of them. Here are the party zones.
These right here are not actual group grind zones. Altar Imps and Castle Ruins are hard griefing. Hard griefing. Like you can't do these. Like you will literally you will both make 300 to 400 million less per hour at those grind zones than you would at other grind zones.
There's 2 of them. These are 2022, 2023 grind zones.
With the changes to the way we grind, why not make every spot suitable for either solo or group play, scaling difficulty according to the number of players? It's an MMO. That's exactly what I'm saying. Look, I understand that all content in the game should be soloable to some extent, right? But like, there should also be some group content in the game. Like, what are we talking about? Like, of course, there should be some group content. And we have so little group content. Like, we are asking for, like, a bare dog-ass minimum of content. Like, we're one grind zone. We've gotten one group grind zone in the last 4 or 5 years, guys. That's how fucking bad this is. Like, we're in fact, we've negative. We have literally
ACP_Kazian just resubscribed for 17 months. Hello. Handsome, please take my money.
We lost Dekiaturos, but we also lost Paddocks. Paddocks used to be a duo grind zone. Now, to be clear, that was a... Like, I don't think that anybody really cared about Paddocks, because nobody really did Paddocks anyway, unless they hated themselves. It's like, Paddocks, you could write Paddocks off, but like, for the most part, we legitimately have lost group grind zones over the last 4 years. Like, which is crazy.
They're still somewhat kind of viable.
No, they are not viable. Stop coping.
Go to Calpheon.
If anything, Altar Imps is only viable if the necklace is worth a fortune and you both get a bunch of necklaces. But like, if that doesn't happen, you're both cooked.
Go to party zones. There's one. Abandoned Monastery. No one grinds this place.
No.
It is garbage.
No.
Medaya. Party zones. Schultz.
No! Schultz wasn't even popular when Medaya was the best region out there. Okay? Do you know where everybody grinded in Medaya when Schultz Guard was a popular grind zone? Sawsons, Helms, Elrics, anywhere but Schultz. That shit is just ass. Okay? It has never been good. It has never been good. Not even when it was the newest region of the game.
This came out...
Pirates.
I don't even know when, but I promise you...
Sawsons was litty.
It wasn't really used when it was released.
It's dog.
Not because people didn't want to party grind, but because it's ass.
Exactly. It's not because people didn't want to party grind, it's because it's ass. The funny thing is, Schultz is a recommended party of 3, right? Sawsons was supposed to be a solo grind zone, and we had groups of 5 people grinding there. Sawsons was unironically one of the best group grind zones in the game that has ever existed. Because you had one guy that was like doing all the work. He had all the gear. And then you had 4 pack mules behind him because he was able to kill so much stuff that he couldn't pick up all the loot. And so you had 4 people that like really didn't have the gear to grind there or whatever. And you just had them follow you around like pack mules while you killed all the mobs. That's how it worked. Because back then you could only have 4 pets out at a time. Nobody really had tier 4 pets. And there were 3 different types of trash loot. So like we used to roll up, not with our horses, guys. We'd roll up with wagons. Like absolute G's. You roll up with that wagon looking all fly and shit, bro. You got your storage container in Kusha, you're cooking.
Valencia, party zones.
Hey, Blue 2,
Basilisk's Den, Oregon's Nest. There's no point in the game.
Oregon's Nest and Bassie Den literally lose you silver per hour. Like, unironically, I went and did them for like a little while on the new patch to see if they had been adjusted at all. No. They didn't even bother adjusting them on the new patch, guys. Like, you will lose
just resubscribed for 5 months. 07.
And you will make under 50 million silver an hour, Bassie Den. So, like, you'll drop a 50 mil tent buff, and you'll make less than the tent buff was worth. Also, your consumables, too. It's like, you don't do that. And Waragon's is close to the same shit. They're the bottom 2 grind zones in the game for the most part.
As a new player, where you are ever even gonna have to look at these spots, it's just not gonna happen. Maybe if you are on season and having a good little time, maybe, but you can just skip this. Kama Sylvia, party zones. Gyphon, Upper Murmok Ruins.
Brother. So she's talking about Gif and Raza Upper and Miramok, and before she gives her opinion on this, I think that Gif and Raza Upper, you know what? I'm gonna let her give her opinion first.
Now, the Dekia release spots, that's going to be its own conversation. These were going to be, it was talked about last year during the ball that they were going to take these spots and turn them into Dekia spots.
Oh, true. True. They did say that they were going to do that. They even showed us footage. But here's the thing. I don't really want more Dekia spots. I would like group grind zones, but I want them to kind of be new. You know what I mean? Like, I'd like it to be like a new group grind zone. But like, I'll take what I can get. If they gotta make them, if they gotta make Dekia because they're low effort and they can't come up with a new group grind zone, I'm fine with it, right? Like, I'm okay with that.
So we would have Dekia group spots. We'd have more
I personally, I think that asking for Dekia group grind zones is like a horrible idea. You need to ask for a lot more than that. Like, we're asking for, you gotta understand what we're asking for. We're asking for one group grind zone in every expansion of like 4 to 5 solo zones. We get like one group grind zone, right? That's all we're really asking for. One every 1 to 2 years. That's all we're really looking for. And we're literally lowering that bar. We're literally we're like, no. You can just take one of the old party zones and make it harder. It's fine. You don't even have to come up with new ones. No, stop lowering the bar. The bar is already low. Stop making it even lower. Now, in fairness, they did say that they were going to deliver on this and then didn't. They said that we were going to get Gif and Raza Upper, and they said we're going to get Miramok Ruins. And we didn't get either of those, like Dekia. But in fairness, I would rather them just give us actual party grind zones that are new, which would be cooler than this. Right. Alternatively, they could just buff the actual group grind zones in the game to be relevant, and then we would stop complaining. If they buffed Altar Imps and Castle Ruins to be like Honglem status levels of silver per hour, I think that people would be happy with that. If they buffed, what is that? Bloody Monastery? Or is it Abandoned Monastery? Is it Abandoned Monastery? It's that one. I always mix up the monasteries. AM. If they buffed Abandoned Monastery to be like, I don't know, one of the better group grinds or like actual viable silver per hour. Yeah, I don't think that people would be super upset. Then we would have another duo grind zone again. We'd be okay. Like, they just got to buff what we've got. Now, if they did say that they were going to come out with Dekia stuff and then didn't, so that's shitty. But like, also, really, all they got to do is buff the shit that we already have, and then give us one every once in a while. Like, once every 2 years, give us a group grind zone. Like, how hard is that?
options if you run.
And it could be a solo grind zone that you can make duo. You know what I mean? We're not even asking for that. Like it can be a soloable thing if you want to do it solo, or you could do it duo with a friend. Like, that's all we're asking for.
On the lower end, you could grind
Nothing
Murmok,
crazy.
which is still a very good EXP spot today.
I was so excited for an upgraded group XP spot, and they took it away from me. What?
Or
Yes.
Gyphon Upper, which was used back in the day for money. Right now, there's so many better options if you're around this AP for money. You won't even have to look at the spot. You go to Dragon. This is all pots grind spot.
Blue, look at me. Zero animosity. Look at me. You ever seen Psych? It's a reference from Psych. Psych's kind of a goated show. Nobody ever watches it, though. I'm old.
It never came out with the group grind spots. And as disappointing as it is, it's kind of whatever.
Yep.
Odalita
I love how
used
she skipped Dragon. There's nothing in Dragon.
to have 2.
There
Now
it is.
it has 1. One spot that they've broken up into base Olens.
Wait, why did she put the cat on the screen? Look.
Odalita used to have 2.
Oh,
Now it has 1.
true. What a good. Yep. Odalita used to have 2 group grind zones, Tauros and Olens. So true, sister.
One spot that they've broken up into base Olens, Dekia 1 Olens, and then Dekia 2
Dekia 1
Olens.
is not worth doing.
Tauros used to be there,
Yep.
but now it's not. They turned it into a solo grind spot for
Dumb
some
as
reason.
fuck. The
Huh?
worst part was when they said they were turning it into a solo spot. I was like, yo, they're talking about Dekia as well, right? And the entire chat was like, no, it's just the normal, it's just the regular, it's just the regular, it's just the regular. And I was like, I don't know, guys. I think that normally when they do stuff like this, it's across the board. And sure enough, I was right. Again, I'm right.
Eternal Winter has Murwalk's Labyrinth, which you could grind technically with people to.
This is one of my favorite grind zones in the entire game, and it is also simultaneously one of the lowest silver per hours in the entire game as well. Mirrorwalk's Labyrinth is atrociously low silver per hour. Again, if they just buffed it to be good silver per hour, like over a bill, like for the comparative, because you gotta understand, it's 856 limit, and Jade next to it is making like 1 billion silver an hour. If Mirrorwalks made a comparative amount of silver per hour to Jade, that's all people are really asking for at all. But like, it makes like half. My boy Blue is back. What up, Cuddy? How you doing, brother? Yeah, everything's good. Really cool concept, though. Yeah, I think Mirrorwalks Labyrinth is a phenomenal concept for a grind zone. Basically, guys, if you guys have never done it before, there are 5 groups, or there are 5. Oh, by the way, he zeroed in. Hail to the King came on my Spotify this morning while I was walking Basil, and I thought of you in your montage, and you introduced me to that song, so I wanted to say thank you, because that shit's goated. Ow. Anyway, totally unrelated. Totally unrelated. Now, that being said, hear me out, Winter Tree Fossil. Ooh. Yeah, okay. Sit down, Divias. Nobody cares. Those stupid-ass opinions. Anyway, at Mirrorwalks Labyrinth, guys, there are 5 rooms I'm aware of that you can go into. So you enter the labyrinth, and the game puts you in one of the 5 rooms. Okay, and so like you're in room 1, someone else is in room 2, someone else is in room 3, 4, and 5. Maybe there's 6 rooms. I don't know. Something close to this. Just like this. Okay. And you grind on your own in a room that just keeps spawning mobs, and you just keep killing the mobs, basically. You have to kill the little burrows. These burrows will spawn. You have to kill the burrows, otherwise they all one-shot you at the end, but it's like really easy. Super simple, very relaxed grind. And at the end, the queen like bee will spawn, or like the queen insect will spawn, and you'll all go, and you'll all fight the queen together. And you'll kill the queen, okay? And after you kill the queen, there's like a turn-in where you can exchange all the stuff. So when you're grinding in these rooms, you get these exchangeable like chest things, or these carapaces. And you exchange them in the queen room for a bunch of extra silver, or like drops and stuff, which is really cool. And the queen drops do cool stuff too. I'm going to tell you right though, Mirrorwalks Labyrinth is massively overlooked grind zone. The devs forgot to change it in the most recent update. I'm not joking. The queen is one-shottable. And I know this because I went down and did it myself when I was testing all the grind zones a little while back, making that grind zone sheet there. The queen, you just one-shot it. It's because they didn't adjust it, because they completely forgot, because they don't care about group grind zones, because they're which reminds me, I don't think that I changed this. There we go. Longland Base, in my opinion, is now the best silver per hour in its respected slot. Imagine Darkseid's Retreat as an open world grind spot, has a really cool boss mechanic that work cooperatively with grinding nearby. Yeah, see, that would be really cool. What if, guys, you were all grinding around each other, and then a boss would spawn, and then everybody at the grind zone would go to the boss and help collectively kill that boss together? That would be cool. That would bring players together. That would be interesting. Like, that's... Guys, we're a simple people. We don't really ask for very much, and the devs just under-deliver all the time. We constantly under-deliver. Like, the devs constantly under-deliver all the time. We are asking for, like, the lowest bar of human behavior. And the devs are still underperforming.
Like a field boss, right? Faster. So it's very interesting, and one of the only...
Oh, by the way, I don't think that the extra people at Mirrorwalks actually has the boss spawn faster. Maybe it does. I don't know.
Instances of them trying to be creative with grind spots in the game, where you can grind with people technically, but still considered a solo grind spot. So we're going to consider it a solo grind spot. It means Mountain of Eternal Winter, 0 group grind spots. Lakita, 0 group grind spots.
Oh,
one of the most one of the most recent endgame zones in general, with 4 new grind zones, 0 group grind.
They should make City of the Dead into a group grind zone. Nobody uses that spot anyway, let's be honest. No. At least it would be City of the 3 people then. Like
grind spots. Land of the Morning Light, same thing. Every single zone up here.
No, we haven't done Gear Advice today. Not yet.
all solo grind spots.
Yep, those are all
So
solo.
that brings us to a grand total of 9 group grind spots in this.
There is one. Okay, she's being so generous, and I love Moshi. God bless her heart. She's so sweet. There's exactly one group grind zone in this entire game right now, guys. Exactly one. It is Olin's. That's it. It's the only one. And to be clear, base Olin's makes more money. I tested this. Base Olin's makes more money than
BDO is so
Dekia 1
down
Olin's.
bad that it is getting dissed by a moving PNG.
Dekia 1 Olin's just one-shots you. Dekia 2 Olin's does make more money than normal Olin's. But in fairness, it requires a lot more gear. But like, it's just Olin's. And Dekia Olin's.
Game. We don't even hit the double digits anymore because they shot us. The last unique grind spot we received was Olin's back in 2023. I'm not going to be
And it was
including
awesome.
Dekia 1 and Dekia 1 2. Those
The worst part is that our developers back in 2022 or whatever the fuck, whenever Olin's came out, whoever made Olin's did a phenomenal job. And then our developers today just keep it up. Do you know what was 2020? Yeah, that's right. Do you know what was really cool about Olin's? The fact that you could do individual pulls and pull stuff together, and there were mechanics on the golem arm, and you needed to like burst it to a certain percentage, but like not burst it too low, right? Like it was really cool. It was very dynamic group grind zone, and you could really make it like really solid silver per hour if you were willing to work together as a team in a really cool way. Like, people loved it. It was great. And then they were like, and then again, we got our current dev team, which I still hold are probably different devs. What if we just made a tower spot? Like, literally, like, so now Olin's is literally just the golems spawn and you just kill the rocks. Just hit the rocks. That's it. And the worst part is they even took away a lot of the cool stuff from like the base Olin's that people liked. Like now, like the 2 golems like spawn no matter what or whatever, like the arm comes down. I forget what they changed about it, but they basically took away a lot of the mechanics of like normal Olin's too. It's like they're literally just taking away the cool aspects of the grind zones that people actually just like to do. Like, our current devs are literally just like, it felt like we went from a dev team that like understood why PvPers really liked PvP in like 2020. Because you look over at like the 2020, look at like Jade Forest, like the GVGs at Jade Forest. Was anybody a part of those? I don't know that Divios probably was. But like the Jade Forest GVGs, the Orc Camp GVGs, and like those really big like open world, like big open world fights that we all had. Like, that we went from devs that like really understood why PvPers really came out to PvP and like allowed those guilds to beef with one another and then go to Node Wars and fight Star's End. Yeah, that was another big one, right? And we transitioned toward developers that just have a and then also, again, those same devs that understood why people like PvP also were the same developers that understood why people like group grind zones like Olin's, right? Like we saw them come out with like bangers. Like Turos was a banger grind zone. I remember when Turos came out, it was so much fun to grind with your friends. Like, it was like, holy shit, like, you know, you got to get together, you got to get your flame. It was like this new concept, and you got to get friends, and like you were all grinding with your flame together. It was super cool. It was really fun activity that you could do together. And then Olin's was like the step up from that, and that was really cool as well. And then we've taken, like, you fast forward like 5 years, and now all of those spots are either gone completely, like there is no Duo Turos. It's just been removed. And Olin's, for all intents and purposes, we're stepping towards just removing this as a group grind zone as well. Like, they're taking steps. They're probably going to do this with Olin's as well, if I had to guess. Like, they're just going to be like, okay, well, honestly, why don't we just remove Olin's as a group grind zone as well? Like, because people might say that I'm crazy, but they did this for Paddocks already, and everyone was like, oh, nobody really cared about Paddocks. That's how progressives work. Nothing is ever good enough. They got their Paddocks, and now that's a solo grind zone. Well, now Turos. Now we're pushing for Turos. Now Turos is a solo grind zone. Eventually, they're going to come for you. Eventually, they come for you. Eventually, Olin's will end up being a solo grind zone as well. They've started taking away the group aspects of Olin's that we liked so much already. And like the group mechanics of Olin's that they've liked about that. They made it a tower spot, which is way less fun. And so like, and then they refuse to buff any of the group grind zones that the old devs made like 5-6 years ago, like Abandoned Monastery, Castle Ruins, Altar Imps, a Basilisk Den, Waragon's Nest. Where are the buffs to these grind zones? Especially for new players. I think that if they were going to buff any grind zones, and this is going to be a hot take, if they were going to buff any of the group grind zones, I actually do think that Bassi Den and Waragon's Nest should be like literally at the top of their list. Mainly because when new players start playing the game, they are most likely to start playing the game because their friends are playing the game currently. And they want to grind with their friends. That's what they want to do. And currently, new players really don't have a way to do that. And like giving them an opportunity to grind Bassi Den for like, 700 million an hour while getting a Tannis Elements, for example, would be great. I think that new players, it would help bring the community together. New players would be posting more in like the recruitment, like the party recruitment stuff. They would be meeting each other more, socializing a little bit more, playing with their friends more, which of course encourages them to engage with the game more and stick with the game longer term. So like you start at the baseline and then you buff things like Altar Imps and Castle Ruins. Then you move up, you got to buff Abandoned Monastery as well, bring that up to a level. I forget what the recommended AP for AM is, but probably somewhere around Jade ish, somewhere in there. Like bring it up to like Jade Forest ish level of Silver Power. Honestly, I might just upgrade it all the way to like an end game spot. Give us back what essentially is Dekia. Instead of us doing Dekia Turos, we would all just do Abandoned Monastery as our duo spot, like the end game duo spot. That would be really cool. Like, but like if they could just buff the spots that we already have, it would be okay. We would be fine with that. But also, don't take away our group grind zones. Like, it's literally just that simple.
Those upgrades did not make the spot unique. We just got Rocks version 1, 2, and 3.
Yep.
Rather than adding any new group grind zones, which has been asked of from the community multiple times, they instead...
It's really bad that Moshi is saying this. Moshi does not make YouTube videos. I'm gonna be honest. If I go to her YouTube channel right now, 6 months ago, 6 months ago, 7 months ago, 1 year ago, this bitch does not make YouTube videos.
They instead have released
when she makes YouTube videos, it's about shit that she really cares about.
many solo grind spots, and then took away one of the group grind spots left in the game. Actually, hold on. No, now I remember. Pirates used to be a duo group spot.
True.
Paddocks?
No one gave a shit about Paddocks, though. I'll be honest. Even I didn't give a shit about that. Like, okay, it's solo now. Okay, good. Bicep can now go grind it at the same speed he was before.
Paddocks or Pirates? That used to be a duo grind spot, and then they turned it into a solo grind spot. So there actually used to be more. But considering that they haven't even bothered to announce any group grind spots, and that in the last dev live letter that we have, they said that they are no longer going to be working on group content and focusing on solo content instead.
That was one of the stupidest things I've ever heard them say. Hopefully she plays the clip. Upper Giffen Raza Temple Zone, still a thing? It is, but it's way worse than it used to be.
Means that I think...
And like, you grow out of it so fast that it's not really something that new players can do. Like long term.
For the foreseeable future, unless we talk about it, it's just cooked.
Why are there no group grind zones? Yeah, true. Why are there?
From what I have heard, the reason why we don't get group grind spots, the reason why it's not content being focused on or being released, why we barely have any, is because we don't ask for it.
Yeah, it's not true at all. What are we talking about? Of course, yeah, that's not true at all. That literally cannot be true. How many content creators have asked for this? It's not just content creators. Forum posts. I've seen dozens and dozens of forum posts. I've seen every content creator ask for this shit. Like, I've seen the... Bro, I've given the feedback directly to the community management team in person. Like, there's no way.
We don't want it badly enough.
Stop it.
I don't know how true this is.
Gaslighting.
I've been gaslit by Black Desert for so long that I don't know how true that is. I know that in my community, people would like group grind spots. I know that my friends would like group grind spots. I've talked to other people who said that
There's not a single person in the Black Desert community that is being unreasonable about this. That's the gaslighting that's really going on here. Is the devs want you to believe that there's people in the BDO community that will quit the game if there are any group grind zones in the game. And none of those people exist. The reality of the situation is what the community is really asking for is, hey, can we get group grind zones alongside the solo grind zones? We all understand that the majority of the game should be playable solo. No one is contesting that most basic fact. In fact, we are willing to compromise that the spot can be a soloable spot, but it should also have the option of being able to do it as a duo spot, right? Like, we're even willing to do that, right? Make the same silver per hour, but you can grind with your friend instead of just by yourself. So, like, really, the solo player can still do their thing, and the group player can still do their thing. And there's not a single, like, reasonable, non-mentally ill person in the community that disagrees with that proposition, like, at all. Like, there's some unhinged in the community that are like, no, I don't want any group grind zones at all. I just want everything to be solo. Yeah, but those are the same people that dye their hair blue and like burn down police cars peacefully in California because they're just like, you know, like they're on their like that time of the month. You know what I mean?
enjoyed grinding turos with their friend, with their wife, with their guildie, and now it's just not a thing anymore.
It's not.
So this is a plea. This is just me using my voice. I would like more group grind content in this game. I'm not asking for it to be the future of this game.
No one is. No
1 to 2 per region would be
Two's
great.
too much. Can't have
as
two.
a minimum, as an option.
Yeah. Where's the diversity in content? True, our
The
devs.
reason I started playing this game is because I could play it with my friends. I could play it and grind and
There it is.
experience the content in this game with my friends. I also had the option, if I wanted, to just go grind somewhere else by myself. They aren't around. But that was the thing. I had choices.
I only play this game because my friends play this game. It's literally just that simple. I play whatever games my friends are playing. I get in a mood for stuff, but to be clear, we don't have to be playing it at the same time, but we're both playing Black Desert, right? I love playing Black Desert solo. I do. I like being able to grind. I like that most of the game is solo, and I can progress on my own. That's great. So I can play it as much as I want. That's part of the draw of the game. But my friends playing is very important. We don't have to be playing at the same time, but when we do want to play at the same time, we want the option.
If I only had myself, I would go grind a solo grind spot. If there's one friend around who wanted to grind, we would go to a duo grind spot. If there was
It's a
3
shrimple,
people,
is that?
Yep. True.
4 people, we could go to one of the 5-man grind spots that was available. I'm acting like there was a
Yeah.
lot.
Like, we don't have a 2-man grind zone, and we don't have a 5-man grind zone to be able to go grind at now. Mid and end game players literally don't have 2 or 5. You have to be a 3-man. That's it.
We had Gyphon Upper. That was it.
Yeah. All they gotta do is scale the grind zones.
We had Gyphon Upper and Pirates.
Shut up, Moshi. You at least said something instead of just said on the screen.
But at least we had options.
Man, Moshi making me do community requests so far.
I
right?
mentioned earlier that Dekia Upper and Dekia Trees was content that was supposed to be released. Well, it was announced
It was.
last Heidel Ball, and then it never got released.
True.
It never even got talked about again.
True.
One of our community members asked our lovely GM where this content was, and this is what he had to say.
Oh, okay. This is important.
So this was the thing. You know when we announced
Okay, hold on. Oh, this is big. Okay, what's online say?
Dekia spots, like what was it, like those new Dekia spots like a year or so ago or more?
Uh-huh.
We had so many people like giving feedback that they didn't want more Dekia spots and they wanted to focus on more open world monster zones, which we brought with the and Land of the Morning Light with the other things, with other spots as well, right? And also with Adania, right? We're getting more monster zones too. But people want group Dekia spots? Well, you weren't specific, were you?
Okay. This is about to be a military grade crash out. And I really, really like Enclave. I do. I like the community management team. I like them. But I'm about to go in. So I just want you to know, community management team, please understand that I do in fact love you. But I'm about to turbo your assholes. This was, without a doubt, the most gaslight I have ever heard in my life. Let me just hear it one more time to make sure that I heard this correctly from the community management team of Pearl Abyss Europe. Let me just double check this.
And so many those. So this was the thing, you know, when we announced Dekia spots, like what was it, like those new Dekia spots like a year or so ago or more? We had so many people like giving feedback that they didn't want more Dekia spots.
Okay, so there are two things that could have happened here, and I'm going to try to give the community management team the benefit of the doubt. Okay, because again, I do like them, and I'm going to try to temper my response to this because this is I'm upset. I'm upset. Number one, the first option here is that the CM team is okay. And so when they heard the feedback from the community and they heard, oh, well, we want less Dekia spots, then, okay, then no more Dekia spot. Okay, they want, okay, well, Jay, they don't want more Dekia spots. No more Dekia spots, Jay. No more. That's what, no. Okay, so like that's one of them, right? And they didn't like think about it like critically, right? Like, what? Because see, I was there when this happened. I was there when that feedback was given. And what people were saying is we don't want more Dekia spots because it's recycled, reused, dog shit content, which is not wrong. That is correct. Okay. But people were also saying that they wanted group content. Okay. The other option here is that the CM team is incompetent. Okay. So either one, they are actually just too stupid to comprehend what the feedback of the community actually is, or two, they are smart enough to comprehend the feedback. They just didn't actually do so in a competent manner. And I'll be honest with you, it's probably the second one because I don't think Enclave is not a stupid person. And Ronan is not a stupid person, and Corruption, the NA team, Etsu, they are not stupid people. And this is on you guys. If it is truly that the community gave you feedback that the Dekia zones were, oh, we didn't want more Dekia zones, and you relayed that pound for pound to, actually, this actually can't be the case. I'm actually going to disprove this. This is the hardest gaslight I've actually ever heard him actually do. And I'm going to disprove it right now. So we gave the feedback we didn't want more Dekia zones, and you say that that feedback is literally the reason that we didn't get more Dekia zones. But the problem is we gave that feedback well before Dekia Valencia was ever released. And you still gave us Dekia Crescents and Dekia Cadres, Dekia Achman, Dekia Hystria, Dekia Sulfur, and Dekia Pilaku. The only two spots that you did not deliver on were the group grind zones. So that right there just disproves your entire logic. Because we literally said, we don't want any more Dekia zones. So your solution is to deliver all of the Dekia zones except for the group ones that we actually wanted? Like, literally, we didn't, to be clear, I don't even want the Dekia group zones. I want actual group monster zones that are viable. Like, if I have to take them in a Dekia form, then I will. But here's the deal. The community absolutely did give the feedback that we wanted less Dekia zones because they're just low effort garbage. Like, obviously low effort dog shit. Everybody understands this. Like, it's like literally, oh, hey, they're the same models. Like, Cadres, they're the same Cadres. The trash loot looked exactly the same. They literally had to change the trash loot to look different because we criticized them because it was so low effort. The trash loot looked exactly the same as the trash loot did in 2017. It was dog shit low effort content. And we did give them the feedback. We don't want more Dekia zones. And you know what they did? They still delivered all of the solo Dekia zones, but then failed to deliver the group Dekia zones. So it's bullshit. It's gaslighting, and that's obviously proof right there. But that's honestly not even the worst part of this entire sentence this entire statement right here is not even the worst part. Listen to this.
Like those new Dekia spots like a year or so ago or more.
The best part's at the end.
We had so many people like giving feedback that they didn't want more Dekia spots and they wanted to focus on more.
So we know that that's bullshit. We know that that's complete gaslighting bullshit because they gave us all the Dekia spots but just didn't give us the group zones. Like,
Open world.
If what he was saying was true, they would have stopped giving us Dekia zones altogether.
Monster zones, which we brought with the Land of the Morning Light, with the other things.
In fact, I know I can prove it again because Zerda brings up a great point in the chat. I forgot about this. These grind zones exist. Dokebi Forest and Honglim Base literally exist because we said we don't want any more Dekia content. Give us actual new grind zones that are not just recycled, reused dog shit. And they said, okay. And then they gave us a bunch of solo spots. So instead of giving us the group grind zones for Dekia, they gave us solo grind zones for Land of the Morning Light, which again is bullshit. So because if they were going to replace the group grind zones with more group grind zones, these should have been group zones. At least one of them should have been group zone. Obviously. One of them should be 3, one of them should have been 5. Thank you.
With other spots as well.
But wait, it's
right?
better.
And also with Adania, right? We're getting more monster zones too.
But none of them are group grind zones in Adania. What's the betting that Adania has 0 group grind zones? I'd be willing to put thousands of dollars on that bet.
But people want group Dekia spots. Well, you weren't specific, were you?
That right there. That would be like me telling you guys, hey guys, I'm not going to do a podcast. I'm not going to run a BDO podcast because you guys didn't subscribe enough to me. Because you guys didn't pay me enough money. Because you guys didn't donate enough to me. What a asinine thing to say. You're going to pay, you're literally going to tell us that we're the problem. Are we kidding? Right now, Enclave. This is literally crazy. I expect so much better than you. So much better from you. This is unbelievable. Not only are you gaslighting, you know that this is wrong. I know that you know that this is wrong. There is no way. Okay? You were probably just bullshitting on stream, and you were probably just trying to say shit because like, haha, it's funny. The community won't take it very seriously. Baldy won't find out. He's not here right now. But Baldy did finding out, and now you're cooked, brother. Like, you can't blame the community for your own incompetence as a community management team. See, because I give feedback on behalf of the community a tremendous amount. I remember what it was like. I know the feedback that you have been getting. I know. Pepperidge Farm remembers. And the community also remembers. We remember telling you, yeah, we don't want any more Dekia spots. And your pivot was to say, okay, then we'll make more Land of the Morning Light spots because that was also feedback that was like, we want like grind zones and Land of the Morning Light. So they said, okay, so instead of Dekia, we're going to give you Land of the Morning Light grind zones. Okay, so you gave us all of the Dekia grind zones except for the group grind zones. Then you came out with Land of the Morning Light grind zones and none of them were group grind zones. So like, if it's true that you were just listening to the feedback, we didn't want any more Dekia zones, then why weren't the Land of the Morning Light spots the group grind zones? Because I know the entire community has been asking for group grind zones for literally the last like 3 years. Enclave, I can get into voice with you if you want to, if that will help. But I don't know if you're legally allowed to do that. Okay. So now that we've heard the context, because you said it was taken totally out of context, we've heard the context. And I'll be honest with you. Again, chat is being pretty clear. We want more group grind zones. When it was originally mentioned, somebody said, man, I just want, where's Decky and Miramok, Decorated, whatever. This guy, there's a couple people in chat. All we want now is Decky. No, they want group grind zones. All right. If I am allowed, I would 100% because it's out of context. All right. On Lave, I'm going to call you. I am not, okay, I want to be clear. I'm not going to leak any DMs. I'm not going to force you anything, but I'm going to let you say your piece because I'm about giving both sides of the story. And yes, I crashed out hard. We've clearly gotten one side. I'll let you speak your piece on the other side. Ronan, I swear to God, I'll ban you. Exclamation point raffle. I'll ban you right now. You idiot. I literally, you're so dumb. Will you mute my side? Yes, I will mute. You're muted right now. They can't hear you. Okay, I'll give feedback right here. There are 1,350 people on Twitch watching, 420 on YouTube, and a few others. Chat, I'm going to ask you. Chat, would you... I understand that we don't like Dekia spots because they're kind of low effort. Some people do, but the majority of people don't really like them because they're low effort. However, would you take a group grind zone if it was a Dekia spot? If they would introduce Dekia Miramok, I'll ask it more simply. If they were going to introduce Dekia Miramok and Dekia Gyfin, would you like that? Or would you just not want any more Dekia spots? Okay. That seems pretty unanimous. Yeah, I understand. No, they can't hear you. It's fine. No, you're saving face for the CM team. You're like, honestly, this is doing your job. This is communicating with the. If they can come, but they come after me. Tell them to come after me. Tell them it's my fault. It's okay. All right. Love you, buddy. All right. So let's talk about what OnLave and I just talked about. All right. So what OnLave has conferred to me is that, okay, I just want to be clear. I'm so glad that everybody had my back immediately. How crazy would it have been if I was like, guys, if I said that we were going to get Dekia, Gyfin, and Miramok, do you want Dekia, Gyfin, and Miramok, even if it's a Dekia spot? Everyone was like, no, this shit's ass. I'd be like, okay, well, f me then. Thank God thank God I have a pulse on what everybody knows. It is what it is. Okay. So, to clarify the community management team's position, OnLave is saying that he heard, so he does what a lot of streamers do while they're streaming. And to be clear, OnLave is not really a streamer. He streams because it's part of his job. I am a streamer. Okay, so like I handle things, and even I do this. Okay, but like OnLave is maybe a little bit less skilled at it because look, he doesn't have as much experience with this. But what he read in chat was, get the shit out of here. People want more group grinds. Oh my god, bro! How many, bro? Oh god, there's so many. OnLave, there's so many people in here. Group grinds, give us more group grind zones. I wish there was more group content, but hey, people want group grind zones. All right, now we're okay. So what OnLave is saying is he's not really reading any of that stuff. He picked one thing out of the chat and he was answering one question at a time, which in fairness is something that a lot of streamers do. Where they take one thing at a time. This was after. It is that, but in fairness, this is before. And like the chat's being kind of negative here. I'll be honest with you. Chat's being a little bit negative right now. And OnLave's job is to keep it positive. So he's going to answer the one question in chat. To his credit, this is a reasonable question. Matt is asking a very reasonable question. There's other people. There's no more end game. Oh God. Like, you know, like so he's probably not going to talk about that because that's just being unnecessarily negative. So he picked it. This is the thing that I would have assumed that he would read. Dekia, Tree, Gyfin, when? And he's going to address the part of that question that I'm going to unmute my there we go. He's going to answer the part of that question that he like actually can answer. So in this case, Dekia, Tree, Gyfin, he's like he looked at this and he thought to himself, oh, yeah. So the reason you're not getting more Dekia, because he's a CM, his job is to work on the game. He's not necessarily playing the game. And when I look at this as a community manager, I see Tree Gyphins, I see a group spot. When he looks at it, his job is different. He communicates with the devs every day. He's in the community management team giving feedback and stuff. He sees Dekia, he goes, oh yeah, the reason that, and he auto responds. He's like, the reason that you're not getting Dekia spots anymore is because you told us you didn't want any more Dekia spots, which in fairness is true. We did tell them that. And what Onlave is saying is that they basically had already, for all intents and purposes, I don't think the Crescents and Cadres were quite out at this point, but they were like maybe on the global labs or something. But like, regardless, most of the other Dekia spots have been released. The only two that they were really talking about at the time were Tree and Gyphin. And the feedback he's saying is that, well, we didn't want any more Dekia spots, so we told them that, and then they canceled it. So my guess here, which is a fair thing to say, but because this is in the context, the reason this, I guarantee you, Onlave, the reason why Moshi took this the wrong way, I took this the wrong way, and I guarantee you other people will also take this the wrong way, and I'm here trying to clarify it for you, is because look around the chatter. I wish there was more group content. When's Dekia Tree Gyphid? Give us more group content. Wish we had more group content. Yeah, we want more Dekia solo spots. We want party grind zones, right? And in fairness, he did read this. He did read this, okay? And he said, yes, we've given them that feedback. And I do believe that the CM team does give feedback to the devs. 100%. Whatever we tell them, that's what they tell the devs. But the way this came off, the way that this sounded to the community was that, yeah, so we just heard no more Dekia grind zones, and that's all we gave them. It sounded very final. It sounded like you wanted to blame the community for not getting the Dekia Miramuk and Dekia Giffen. And to be clear, you're half right and you're half wrong. The community doesn't want more Dekia spots, but the community does want more group grind zones. So you're right, it is kind of the community's fault, but you never blame the customer. The customer is always right. Okay? It would be like me asking for more money on stream. Doesn't make sense, right? And I'm not saying that's necessarily what you did here, but that's the way that it came off. And that was not good. In Onlave's defense, he read a question in chat, he answered it to the best of his ability, and I think that he didn't really, because he didn't see all of this other shit being talked about in the chat, and then, again, it was immediately clarified that they were talking about group grind zones. Onlave was like, oh, no, we've given them feedback that we understand that you want more group grind zones. So, and I do believe that the community managers have given that feedback. Do you know why? Because I gave them that feedback in person. So did other people at the ball and when I went to go shoutcast years ago. Bro, we were still given the same group content feedback. We would like some more group content options in the game, and I fully believe that they do give that feedback. Now that being said, this looks pretty rough. This looks pretty rough, mainly because you happened to read the only question in the chat, and then you answered it in a way that you felt was honest and real, like Dekia Tree Gyphin when you were like, yeah, okay, well, you asked for no more Dekia zones, so that's kind of your fault. And that is fair if it is only in the context of Dekia. But the way the community is going to perceive that is group monster zones. Well, you asked for no more group zones. That's the way that, well, you asked for no more Dekia zones, so you don't get any more group grind zones. Community's not going to like that very much. I understand. Onlave got kind of put in a bad position here. I'll back off on it a little bit. But I will also tell you this, that assuming, so now the story is that the community is giving two pieces of feedback, both of which are being put through by the community management team. Okay. This here. All right. And I have confirmation on this. Two pieces of feedback have been given to the developers. No more Dekia. Okay. Because it's low effort crap. Okay. And it's not just me that said that. Onlave's own mouth on this live stream right here. We saw it. Okay. Everybody was saying that. The other one is, please more group zones. Okay. Both of these things have been relayed to the developers multiple times. But the only thing we got was that one. In fact, because we got this one, we get less of this one. That's what makes this really bad. I'm going to be honest with you. Because they got this feedback, they gave us less of the group grind zones, and that pisses me off. I'll be honest with you, that is ridiculous. What should have happened, and by the way, this right here, once I got this, that's when I asked chat. I said, hey chat, I understand that most of you probably don't like Dekia zones. However, would you like Dekia, Miramok, and Gyphon if, like, as group zones, even if they were Dekia? And that's why I asked that question. It's so that they can see that that is exactly what people want, regardless, because we're willing to put up with the fact that it's Dekia as long as it's a group grind zone. It's literally just that simple. It's actually just that simple. Furthermore, I think that it is even more detrimental, and this is, again, stepping away from blaming the CM team and looking more at the devs. If Enclave and the CM team is to be believed, and they gave both of these feedbacks, and the dev only listened to this feedback here, and then deliberately took away more of this feedback, we know wholeheartedly that the devs literally just said, F you. The devs literally just said, okay, yeah, they hear both things, and then they say, yeah, we're gonna give them one of it though. And that's bad dev team. That's a really, really bad dev team. That's just a bad development team. I'm gonna be honest with you. That's really bad dev. Like, you, like that, your customers, the people that pay your salary, are literally telling you these two things, and you said, yeah, we're gonna give you one of them, but it's also gonna keep you from getting the other one, so f you. When the reality of the situation is they should have gotten both of that feedback at the same time, right? Like, if Enclave is right, and Enclave would not lie, and the community management team gave this feedback, and I believe that this is the case, what should have happened was we should not have gotten Dekia Miramok and Dekia Upper Gyphon. And we should have gotten a group grind zone over here. That is what should have happened. But instead, they chose to only give us one of the two things that we asked for. And to be clear, of the two things, I think that if you asked an average player, hey, which one of these is more important to you guys? One or two? Which one's more important, chat? One or two? Which one's more important? I'm just letting YouTube, they can see you too. If you're on YouTube, they can see your feedback too. Okay, now, there are some ones in there, to be clear. There are some ones, but the vast majority of chat on both platforms is two. That's why people are upset. And I think that poor Enclave is going to get the heat from this. He got the heat from me because I was pissed. Poor Enclave is getting the heat from this because he's the one that actually addressed it, and he addressed it in a way that was, in fairness, like, looked fair to him because he was just answering a question in chat. But to us as the community, we look at this as two separate issues, and he just wasn't thinking about it as two separate issues at that time. Although he knows that they're two separate issues, he was just addressing the one that, you know, the devs actually gave feedback on, because I'll be honest with you, subconsciously, he probably knew that there are two aspects of that question, but one of them he can't really answer because it makes the dev team look bad, and Perlibus pays his salary. That's the brutal truth, is that the community gave two pieces of feedback. We don't want more Dekia, and we want more group grind zones. And when somebody in chat asks, hey, where's Dekia, like, Miramok and Dekia Gyphon? He said, he again tried to opt on the side of making Perlibus look as good as possible. Hey, they listened to your feedback. You didn't get any more Dekia. And he intentionally ignored this because, let's be honest with you, it just makes Perlibus look really bad. Okay? That's the truth. Like, that's what I think that is just genuinely the truth. Like, that's how I feel like it went down. So, poor Enclave. Bro, I just turbo fisted Enclave and the fucking CM team. In fairness, okay, so now that we're at the bottom of the situation, we do know definitively that the CM, or that the dev team is literally hearing both pieces of feedback, and not only did they give us one thing, but not the other. They physically took away more group grind zones when they know that's what the community wants, and that is crazy. They literally took away two group grind zones that they teased for us at the ball. and then took away Turos too. That's deliberately against what the player base wants. Player base has literally been begging for some more group grind zones. Oh my god. Oh my god. Tecton's talking to Destiny. Morpheus is fighting Neo. Oh, this is more important. Yeah, devs right now. XD. Sounds like the dev team are idiots. I don't think they're idiots. I think that they're conceited. I think that they have egos. I think that they know what's best for the game. I think that genuinely it's probably a different dev crew than we had 5 to 10 years ago. I do. I think that's a different dev crew, and I think that they've been taught the values that kind of help make up like what we love about Black Desert, but like they don't really understand them, right? And that's why we've seen changes to PvP that are like not great, and we've seen changes to group grind zones, which are again not great. But in OnLave's defense, and I do want to say this to the community management team, at least they had the balls. How many community management teams would have the literal balls to come on and actually clarify the situation? I'm just going to say WCM team. Okay, not just OnLave, that's just the WCM team, because that took some balls. Okay. It just doesn't, I don't see that. PoE, I've never seen PoE literally stop what they're doing in the middle of the day to address a live streamer who is literally crashing out over something that they said on one of their live streams. Never seen it before. I've literally never seen that before. CM's holding water like crazy. No, they're treading water because Perlibus keeps making mistake after mistake. Like the dev team is just like literally, like they give the feedback. The dev team on Pearl Turos was a good change. Yeah, that was smart. That was really good. Look at that. That's crazy. Bro. All right. So we're gonna go back to. We're gonna go to.
Fire is catching, and if we burn, you burn with us.
Yeah, you man. Get the out of here, bro. Just saying. Just saying. We're not happy. You don't get to be happy either. Tough shit. Tough shit. All right. Now let's go back to the issue at hand. We don't have enough group grind zones. Now that OnLave has very aptly explained, the community management team did their job and did actually portray all of that stuff. And the dev team legitimately just heard, okay, they don't want any more Dekia. Well, we won't give them the Dekia then. We'll just give them all the solo spots and then not any of the group grind zones that they asked for in the next sentence. That's crazy. That's insane.
Communications is common. So to clear it up, because this lovely member of our community who brought it up in the first place and is not the only member of our community who's brought
Now, as we saw, there's a bunch of people in chat saying it.
this up, wondering where Dekia Upper and Dekia trees went. Just because we were tired of Dekia grind spots does not mean we didn't want more group grinds.
There it is. Preach, sister. Preach, sister. It's right there. Moshi gets it too. Same, sister. I hope that the community management team clips. When I asked chat and I was like, hey, chat, would you like the Dekia, the zones, like the Dekia zones, as long as they were group zones, would you be okay with it if they were Dekia? I hope that that gets to the devs. I hope that they see the ocean of yeses. I hope that they see that, because like I'm gonna be honest with you, it's literally just ridiculous. Like
the request was more.
Why don't they do community surveys? They do. They just tear them up and burn them. Also, why are we canceling content that you already announced? What the hell? True. And then people not telling people you canceled it. That is true. That is true. But Perlibus has a track record for that. What happened to server wars? Guys, remember climbing is a life skill? Pepperidge Farm remembers.
Individual new grind spots with new mobs to hit and punch, which includes group grind spots. Now, I'll give BDO credit where credit is due. They did make new group content in the past year. with group boss.
Shut up. No. No. You know how long it takes me to get the group like bosses done? To be clear, the group bosses are great. Okay? I actually really enjoy doing them. For the 30 minutes a week I get to play with other players. For the 30 minutes it takes me to do the bosses. Yeah, it's great.
Shrine, which I enjoy and I'm grateful for, and I'm happy they did. It encourages people to want to go do that content with other people because the content itself isn't bad and the rewards are good. That's why the group grinds that are in the game, the ones that aren't touched anymore, aren't done. Just because they're there isn't enough.
Bro, literally just buff the ones that are in the game to the level of the other grind zones at that AP level. It's really not hard.
It has to be worth your time to go grind the spot. That's why
they don't care about group grinds so much they forgot about Mirror Walk. I guarantee you, okay, what's the betting? That Mirror Walk's Labyrinth is adjusted in the next like 2 patches. And the only thing they adjust is, oh yeah, by the way, the queen is going to take a lot more damage now. Our bad.
And Taros
Guaranteed.
were the only spots that were used in the system.
To be clear, even if you can one-shot the boss at Mirror Walk, you're still making under 600 mil an hour. It's terrible. It's a miserably bad grind zone. Like, everything together. It's terrible.
I also understand that a lot of players want to be able to grind every spot, even though they don't want to grind it in a group. I feel like there's ways and options to make it so that a group spot can also be a solo spot.
True! Bro, pre-watched! Bro, pre-watched! True, Moshi, tell him!
Reduce lanterns into the game. So if they made Taros, for example. Let's use Taros as an example. If they made solo Taros, just normal Taros, and lantern Taros, a group duo grind spot, that would have been fine. Actually, even Serendia was just a perfect example of, okay, you had Imps and Castle Ruins, which dropped blue shards and red shards. These are both group grind spots, right? But you also had solo grinds, separate spots that also drop red shards and blue shards. It was the perfect example of how to just have the same drops be available, different monetary values, different spots, different experiences. One's a group grind experience, and one is solo.
True.
God, was Serendia the golden age of BDO? What? Bring it back.
I'll be honest with you. I remember I used to grind base crescents in like 2018. I used to grind or 2017, 2018, somewhere there. Base crescents with note. And the reason we would grind crescents is because so much trash loot dropped. It wasn't because it was a duo zone, like specifically. It's because so much trash loot dropped that we could both grind there together without like necessarily griefing ourselves. And we could just kill so many so that we could grind together. It's literally why we did it. It wasn't supposed to be a duo spot, but we made it work because, you know, we're hobos. Her voice is soothing. Does she have a dick? I'm about 85% sure that Moshi has the largest penis that you have ever seen.
Your endgame PvE group grind option for the past 3 years has been Olins. And is still Olins. And it needs to... I'm requesting...
Oh yeah, Dekia 1 Olins is completely broken, by the way. Dekia 1 Olins is doing more damage than Dekia 2 Olins. Dekia 1 Olins one-shots me with full Wailing Fallen God C20. Or, I mean, Pen Blackstar. Like, it is... Again, I'm like super, like, 802 gear score at one-shots me. Dekia 2 doesn't actually one-shot me. Like, I don't understand. There's a reason nobody does Dekia 1 Olins. I really just don't get it.
Humbly, that stops just being Olins, please. I'm hoping that when Adania comes out, it comes out with a singular group grind spot.
Chat, what's the percent chance that Adania comes out with a group grind zone? Just give me rough figure. Rough figure. And closest guess. Closest guess. YouTube, I'm looking at YouTube. Even Kick said 0. Fucking crazy. That's crazy. Negative 100%. Yeah, guys. Joke's on you. When Adania comes out, we're actually losing Olins as a group grind zone. We're literally getting negative. We're getting negative percentage.
That exists. It's possible. It's possible. There's 5 castles. Each castle has a demon lord. Each demon lord has a grind spot. It is possible.
I 100% can almost get... Okay, I can't 100%. I can 99% guarantee none of them will be group grind zones because of the way Bro, I'm like in sync with this dev team because I've been doing... This is my job to understand how these actually do business. The way that they've explained it to us is that the Adania will be able to enter. And so all of the Adania content will be instanced content that you go into. And like in Dark Souls... the Adania themselves can invade your instance and like kill you. Okay, that doesn't work because there's only one Adania in each realm, and that doesn't work if it's a party grind zone, which means there can be no party grind zones in Adania. Ipso facto, cooked, guaranteed.
That there is a group grind spot for any game that is new, and I'm hoping that's the case. I'm concerned that's not going to be the case because of the dev letter where they were.
Also want to point out that the literal... Hold on, I got to move this back over here. The CM team literally told them that we wanted more open world grind zones. And then they give us Adania, which is all instance content, and then make Orzekia a Marnie zone. Am I crazy? Am I crazy? I don't know. Like what is that? I don't understand.
Solo content focus, but
Recently,
Oh my god, the only people really suffering here are the chairs.
we've released plenty of party content. While some adventurers loved it, others weren't as enthusiastic. One of
This is so brutal. This is probably the worst thing I've heard them say in the last year, right here.
Black Desert's great features is that you can experience much, all by yourself if you prefer. So to empathize with those solo-prone adventurers, our next major update focuses on solo play.
The whole community is giving them the same feedback. The whole community is unanimously like, yeah, we would like some more group content. Even the people that only play the game solo are like, yeah, they can have group content as long as it doesn't interfere with my solo content. Yeah, they're more than happy to have it. Yeah, it doesn't really matter to us. And they're still like, yeah, group content, you people. And that is why, I'm going to be honest with you, Jae-hee Kim doesn't show his face around here anymore. I'm working on Wansu.
it would be awesome. It'd be so cool.
Bring back Jay. Where'd Jay go? Bring me Jay. Bring me Liberty or bring me Jay.
If Adania comes out with a group grind spot, it won't fix my concern.
Oh no. The devs after OnLave giving feedback. That was dirty. That was dirty. I'm gonna be honest with you. I actually unironically think that I think this is how the dev team like meeting goes. Like straight up. I think the community management team probably meets with them like once, twice a week, something like that. Like a group, and the community management team has like this huge list of shit that the community has been asking for. Like, hey, here's all the shit on the forums. Here's the shit on the Discord. Here's the shit that Baldy is asking for that we definitely don't want to give them. We want to do the opposite of those things. So yeah, nerf Megu again this week. But like they give them this huge list, and the devs are just like, okay, go ahead. Oh, still going. Still going. Straight up, because they hear, like, I don't know, like 30% of it. I mean, they hear all of it, but they literally choose to only do about 30% of it because they're like, no. And this is why I think that our dev team is just conceited and arrogant, and like it's like a we know better than you situation. The dev team thinks that they know what's best for the game and for the community, regardless of what the community wants. So no matter what the community says, they will not give it to us. Like, on certain things. It just does not matter. They think that they are just objectively better than you, and they know better than you. And in fairness, that worked well for, like, the first, like, 7 or so years that the game was out. And then they started shitting the bed. And tell me how well that's going recently. How's that been going for you guys? You guys been doing great? You guys been doing good? Hey, man, year-to-date looked good until... Oh, shit. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Where we... Oh, God. Oh, God. What did you do? Listen to your consumers. This would be like if my community said, hey, Blue, we want you to do a podcast. And I said, no, you don't. I'm going to keep doing gear advice. Or, hey, Blue, we want you to do gear advice. And I say, no, you don't want gear advice. You want me to go grind. And then I went and grinded for 8 hours. What is chat probably going to do? They're probably going to stop watching. Because they should. Because like I'm not delivering what I said I was going to deliver or what the community wants. That's just the way that it goes. Okay. And that's what happens. It's the same thing happens with video games. That's what happens anyway. Shh. Hush now. No screams. Only just watch the video. Shh.
Because I truly believe that at every single point in this game, you should be able to grind with your friends. Because
Miria, welcome back for 4 months. Appreciate you.
90% of this game.
Thank you.
You should be able to choose a spot
so much,
and be able to grind a spot with your friends at different gear scores. You should have different options to do so.
Mm-hmm.
Right
Sandbox
now,
MMO.
your options is early game. Very, very early game. Like you just started the game.
Mm-hmm.
Trees. Murmok. Into just a little bit later because you have enough gear in season to do Castle Ruins and Imps, so that's still early game. Mid game, nothing until you hit Olins. And then you can grind Olins.
Yeah.
And then Dekia 1 Olins. And then Dekia 2 Olins.
No. Okay, so you grind Olins. And then you grind Olins again, because this shit's ass.
Kenny1789 just resubscribed for 2 months. They better add group spots in Edania.
And then you grind Dekia 2 Olins. If you never grind Dekia 1 Olins, I learned that the hard way. It's ass. Kami, welcome back for 2 months, brother. Appreciate you. Thanks so much, man. And do you know why Dekia 1 Olins is ass? It's because the developer, our current dev team, does not care about group grind zones. They don't give any attention to group grind zones at all. Again, Mirrorwalk's Labyrinth, Waragon's Nest, Bassi Den, Altar Imps, Castle Ruins, Abandoned Monastery. Dekia 1 Olins does more damage than Dekia 2 and has for years. Like, I don't, or at least the last year and a half that it's been out or whatever. Like, I don't, it's simple things to fix and buff, but they just refuse.
And then at that point, you're not in the mid game anymore, you're at end game.
Oh yeah, Schultz guard. Nobody cares. What do we do now? We bitch, mine, moan like fucking 5-year-old kindergartners.
PA does read the forums. Every single forum post. They have people whose job it is to read them.
And they read them. Oh, they read them and then they go right to sleep. And they say, thank you for the feedback in the dumpster. In the dumpster. No problem. I actually, okay, you want me to tell you what I actually think is going on with the forums? I think that the community management team actually doesn't have enough to do during the day in some cases, or they want to give them like busy work. So they tell them to go like read the forums, which is kind of a pointless exercise because what happens is the community managers read the forums and then they write everything down, all the shit in the forums that they believe is good feedback. And then they give that feedback to the devs, and the devs don't listen to anything. They just tear it up and move on. And it ends up just being busy work for the community management team every week. Like, straight up. Read this. Oh, God. Changes that would improve PvP for classes that are non-grab. I'm not on this subject right now. I'm not doing this right now. We're talking about group grind zones. I got one fire at a time, brother.
So even if you feel like your voice isn't heard, they will read.
PA said, Blue Squadron, thanks for the $8,000 donation. Yeah, so right after this, we're going to look at the Perlibus earnings report, and we're going to see how much my $8,000 donation actually made a dent.
Your posts. They have people, that is their job, to read it. So whenever you put your voice out there on the forum to complain about something that you don't like, it is read. Whether it is listened to, I can't promise anything. Because I feel like there have been certain voices about certain things that we've complained about and talked about consistently that they just have not listened to. But it's worth, if you care, even just a little bit, communicating your opinion on the forums.
It is worth it to communicate your opinion to the devs. But I am going to shamelessly say that you should do so on my YouTube video comments. Because that actually has a higher chance of reaching the developers' ears, unironically. I hate to be that guy, but I bet you any money that Moshi's YouTube comments on this video, on this very video, because it's not just my video, any video that actually makes waves in the BDO community, the devs will see it. 100% the devs will see it. The community managers probably see it within hours of it releasing. Almost guaranteed. They eat that shit up for breakfast. Okay, but the devs will probably see it because they can translate it. It's great on YouTube because they can translate it directly to Korean. I know because I've talked to them about this. They're like, oh yeah, YouTube's got that adaptive closed caption thing, so we can tell what's going on, and then they can translate the comment section too. And this is really where they're getting their feedback. They don't give a fuck what Baldy has to say. They don't give a fuck about me. They care about what you guys are saying in the comments. It's like, look at all these comments on this video. This is good. This is good. If it's not my video, you need any video like this. This is what you go, oh my God, what the f? This bitch farming comments. Holy shit. What the f? Look at this engagement. Bro, this shit's crazy. Bro, I'm still scrolling. This is insane. This video has 4.4K views. Got more comments than some of my videos have. That's good. This is good feedback down here.
In the official Discord, this is me communicating mine.
Yep.
I have reached that point, and I have reached that point for a very long time.
Look at this like ratio. It's crazy.
I've just tried to wait things out and be like, oh, even though they did this, surely things might change in the future. Blah, 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 blah. Surely, if I just wait.
Nope.
I've reached this point where, like, I don't think waiting is enough anymore.
No. Thank you, Moshi. Thank you. Open your mouth. I realized this shit forever ago. That's why I got removed from the partner program. I got tired of waiting too. Moshi's still on her nice arc. You guys remember when I used to give feedback to Perlibus as a partner, and I was like, you know, like, bro, I was just like going in, you know what I mean? But like, I was trying to be as positive about it as I could. And then I realized after a while, I'm like, well, they don't listen to shit. So now I'm just going to give the feedback unadulterated. And that feedback actually reaches them more succinctly.
Doesn't do anything, and maybe there's
like, they don't listen to people that are happy. They listen to people that are angry. Brutal reality.
There's never gonna be another new group grind spot in the game ever again, and it's cooked. But I
unironically think that is 100%. Like that's what we're facing, and that's why Moshi is speaking out about this. I think that's why other people are starting to get really upset about this. What she just said is absolutely 100%. Let's do it again.
more. And maybe this doesn't do anything, and maybe there's just never gonna be another new group grind spot in the game ever again, and it's cooked. But
we're not getting a group grind zone with Adania. Almost guaranteed we don't get any group grind zones between now and the next expansion, which means you're looking at least a year and a half more of absolutely no group content or group grinds at all. At least a year and a half. Unless we get Dekia Miramok and Dekia Gyphon, which, by the way, is apparently like finished content. Because, I mean, they showed people grinding it at the ball. Like, there was they had, like, there was a thing. Unless we get that, which I'll be honest with you, I'll take it. Just give it to us.
it's worth a shot. It's worth a shot.
Damn, bro, she's so depressed, bro. She's so sad. Is that a witch? She looking kind of... You can do it without... Okay. Please add some more group grind content. You can do it without alienating solo players. You've done it before, 100%. I want to play this game with people more. Yep. Bro, I agree with everything she said in the video. Very few videos in Black Desert.
Yeah, so people don't usually stay till the end. You stayed this long, thanks. My name is mmorpg. I stream on Twitch. Almost
Shameless
every
plug.
single day. Maybe by the time that this video comes out, I have a schedule, but I doubt it. I'm working on it though. Yeah. Goodbye.
She just got like 200 more followers. It's not even a question. Mods, give her a shout out real quick. She 100% just got like 200 more followers. There's no way that you watched that video and you weren't like, yeah, no, she's 100% right about everything in this video. Moshi doesn't often make videos or YouTube videos, but when she does, they mean it. She's a good streamer. She's a phenomenal streamer. There's the video right there. Go interact with it. Go interact with it. Go give a comment. The devs are listening. The devs are listening.